Ladies and gentlemen, please start filling in your seats. We'll begin in just a few moments. And we will start adding the chairs over to where the photo booth is. You have one last moment to come and get your photo taken at the photo booth. So if you haven't got your picture taken with the Teacher of the Year, please do so. But if not, the chairs will go up in just a few seconds.
Good evening. We'd like to welcome everyone tonight to our reception to honor our teachers tonight. We're so happy to be here. This is one of the favorite things for the board to do, and we thank you for being here and for supporting these great teachers. We'll begin tonight by having our Pledge of Allegiance, and I'd like to read who will be doing that for us tonight. It's an Alta High School drill team, and we're excited to have them here tonight, and they are Kirsten Larson, Captain, Kaylee Steenson, Dance Captain, Kaylee Young, Dance Captain, Cora Brentlinger, Secretary, Geraldine Hargrove, Secretary, Abigail Hayborn, Historian, Melanie McQuinn, Historian, Julia Swenson, Costume Chair. Ladies, let's have our pledge. Thank you for being here. Thank you to have such power. That's wonderful. We really appreciate Alta for being here tonight and for taking care of our pledge. And now we'll have our reverence by Principal McGill from Alta High School.
Thank you, President Taylor. It's probably a good thing we moved the room down here from the boardroom, I'm thinking, with the volume of people we have in here tonight. In the spirit and theme of Autism Awareness Month, and being the father of a son who has autism, and the fact that 1 in 42 children in Utah are diagnosed each year, which is double the rate anywhere else in the U.S., I've opted to share a few words with you that resonate strong and loudly with me as both a parent and an educator here in Canyon School District. My hope is that we will always seek to find inclusion for all students with a disability, or in my own words, just a different ability. A couple poems I'd like to share. You may not understand me or the things I do, and you may not understand why I don't look at you. You keep telling me I'm playing with my toys wrong, and you don't know why I only sing one song. You may want me to go out and play with the other boys, but it scares me when they make that loud noise. You don't understand why I'm different from the rest, but every day for me is another test. I'm sorry my hand doesn't work that way. You'll get how special I am one day. My brain is different in the way I think, but my ship isn't going to sink. Even though I'm different, I can still cry, so it hurts when you ask why. You just need to pay a little more attention to this little boy playing in his own dimension. Author unknown. Another just brief poem. Amazing child full of life, unconditional relentless love, touched by angels through the strife, insightful blessings from above, struggles with communication, tries with joyful anticipation, intelligence beyond the norm, child of God within the storm. It's my hope, it's my prayer, it's my blessing tonight that we'll always strive to advocate for inclusion for all students, especially those with diverse learning needs. Thank you. Couple of school updates, President Taylor, with regards to Alta High School. I'm proud to say, as my third year as principal, our enrollment with the opening of Corner Canyon a few years ago had dipped a little bit. We were down around the 1,600 mark. And I'm proud to say that we're, for this fall, going to be over the 2,000 mark in terms of enrollment. Thank you. And I'll share with you a little bit why I think that's the case, or partly why it's the case. But our programs continue to grow. Drill this past Saturday, we had 34 girls out, which is the largest group we've had in a long time. Our football program, our marching band, Mr. Shabasteri, who's our teacher of the year at Alta High, who's being recognized tonight, oversees that. And we've had more permit requests come in this spring than we've ever had in the history of Alta High School, which we're glad to see as well. We're going to be celebrating 216 4.0 GPA students this Thursday at a breakfast in our advisory class, which we're excited about. That's up from about our 170 to 190 range per quarter as well. We're coming up on the 40th anniversary of Alta High School next year, and as a result, we're in the process of constructing an alumni room similar to the Jordan Centennial Room and the Bingham High Alumni Room, which will serve as an opportunity for our student government to be able to plan activities and basically take in the breadth of the surroundings of the room, as we're going to be asking alumni over these 40 years to donate memorabilia and different items for the room itself. And it'll also serve as an executive conference room for our PTSA, our school community council, and other events as well. So we're excited to see that come to fruition. We've got some unique academic pathways at Alta that we've developed over the last few years. One of those is an engineering and tech pathway, with robotics being a major emphasis. We have a pre-law pathway that's unique to Alta, and then we also have a health and medical science pathway that we've developed. We've seen a pretty large increase in our SRI, or Scholastic Reading Inventory scores, over this school year. And I'm proud to say, as an Alta High School cone, our elementaries, our feeder Indian Hills, and Alta, we have collectively come up with a school improvement goal with the SRI. So students grades 3 through 12 will be assessed and monitored throughout our cone. And we shared this with our community council just yesterday. And what I'm excited about is it's going to create a common language and a common path for parents that serve within our schools, and a common language within our community. At our school, our 9th and 10th graders are above the 80% proficiency mark, which is the first we've seen at our school, with literacy being a major emphasis. And then last but not least, a little over a year ago, I had an opportunity to present to the school board about our Step to the U partnership. I'm proud to say that that is in full motion, and acceptance letters will be going out this week to the students that made the program, and waitlist letters to those students that were close, but they'll be placed on a priority list in the event that other students drop out. We have 35 slots. We had 46 applicants that turned in their application this year, and we hope to see that continue to grow. And for those of you that may not be aware, the Step to the U partnership provides students with the opportunity between junior and senior year to start University of Utah general ed studies by university professors at the Sandy University of Utah campus. And really the vision and mission behind this is to create a platform, to create a diverse learning student group, and provide opportunities for minority, first generation, low income, and other students that qualify to be in the program. It's about a $15,000 savings in university and college tuition savings. Plus they save 2 years of time, and they're going to be more academically prepared and ready for that final senior year at Alta High School. So we're the only school in the state that's offering this unique opportunity and partnership, and it couldn't have been made possible without the school board. So I want to thank the school board for your support in moving that vision forward for Alta High School. Thank you.
Thank you, Principal McGill. We appreciate all you're doing at Alta. You're doing such a great job, and please send along our best to your whole staff. We appreciate you so much out there. We're happy to hear you're at 2,000. We know that that's a magical number as far as scheduling purposes, and so congratulations on that as well. As we begin tonight, I would like to start off tonight by reading a short statement on behalf of the board, a little bit about how we as a board feel about teachers. So if you'll please forgive me, let me read this to you. It says, teachers give us so much, a boost of confidence when we really need one, extra help when we're having trouble, a welcoming presence when everything else seems out of control. And though we know we can't ever thank them enough, we can dedicate a night to sharing appreciation for the educators in our lives. The poet William Butler Yeats once said, education is not the filling of a pail, but the lighting of a fire. Here with us tonight are 48 of Canyon's finest educators who have ignited the flame of learning within generations of students. The educators we honor tonight are some of the most outstanding professionals public education has to offer, and I really mean that. On behalf of the board, we feel that way. They are role models and heroes. They slip notes of encouragement into backpacks. They teach a full class load, then volunteer to teach the elementary school choir, then take classes to make themselves even better at their jobs. Thank you, teachers, for all you do. And we'll now turn the time over to Kirsten and Jeff from our Public Communications Department to help lead us through this evening. Thank you so much, Jeff and Kirsten.
Thank you, President Taylor. We're grateful for this opportunity to honor our teachers and the tremendous impact they have had on the children of Canyon School District. And tonight we have truly rolled out the red carpet for our stellar teachers. The photos taken tonight by our official photographer will be posted on our Facebook page and our website. So check our pages in the coming days to see the images that were captured tonight of our shining educational stars. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us tonight are the celebrated Canyons District Teachers of the Year. Each has been nominated by colleagues, by parents, school leaders, and a whole heck of a lot of students. We received handwritten notes from students saying why their teacher should be chosen as the Canyons District Teacher of the Year. We've seen entire school communities lobby for their teacher to be picked as the district's top teacher. Email after email after email has come into the district offices, and all say how much they love their teachers. In fact, don't take my word for it. Let's go straight to the source.
If I only had one word to describe my teacher, it would be supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Awesome.
Caring.
Passionate.
Funny.
Cool.
Nice. Very generous. Silly.
Oh, there's a lot of words that come to mind, but I would say fun.
I think what makes my teacher really great is she turns the things that we're supposed to do into things that we love to do.
She usually helps me with my math. She does lots of crafts.
Things like art and writing and math and sometimes even iPads.
He's really passionate about what he does, and you can tell that he enjoys it and he loves spending time with his students and putting time in the program and making it as best as he can.
Is he gets you engaged with what you're learning. He makes sure you understand completely what is going on, as well as you're immersed fully.
He just treated me like I wasn't any different, and he always made sure to have captions on videos, and he was very patient with me, and he tried his best to involve me in everything.
He gets to know you on a personal level, and you can tell that he really cares about you and your success, not only in his classes but in your own life and how you are as a person.
She liked to hang out with us like in a dance party. During the dance party, some people just do some really funny dances. I feel like she really likes us, and she likes reading books to us. She makes it fun in the class, and I think she's my favorite teacher. She's kind, she's awesome, she's nice to all the people that she meets. She's just a great teacher to all of the kids that she has. I think my teacher is amazing. They're called spyglasses, and you can look this way or that way, and you can see things that are behind you.
Back here, can you see me?
Yes.
I want that kid's spyglasses. But as you can see, a good teacher is nice, is funny, is smart, is courageous, is supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. The good teachers ignite imaginations, they inspire hope, they instill a love of learning. As is tradition in the Canyon School District, every school picks one amazing teacher to honor. Those teachers of the year were surprised at reveal parties at the schools, and there were cheers, there were hugs, there were applause, and there were a lot of tears. Each received a prize package full of goodies donated by our community partners and a banner to hang at their schools. Tonight, we honor those teachers. Then, after we appropriately honor every school selection, we'll identify the semifinalists for the district's Top Teacher Award. That list will be pared down to 3 finalists. From those 3, we will announce our overall Teacher of the Year. The Canyons Teacher of the Year will represent the district at the state's Teacher of the Year contest and compete for cash prizes and, hopefully, national recognition. But before we start our recognitions, we want to thank our community partners, our major sponsors in this year's Teacher of the Year selection process. They are Great Harvest, Costco, Kodiak Cakes, Seven Peaks, 3M, Barnes & Noble, Freebird's World Burrito, Horace Mann Insurance, Jersey Mike's, Mountain Yoga, Red Butte Garden, Redstone Olive Oil, Trader Joe's, the Treehouse Athletic Club, Utah Fundraising, Living Planet Aquarium, Nothing Bundt Cake, Sam's Club, Getaway Today, and of course, the Canyons Education Foundation, which is giving $1,000 to our top teacher, and the 2 others, the other finalists, will receive $750 and $500 respectfully. Are any of our community sponsors here today? We want to give them a round of applause. Thank you so much for supporting our teachers. The Teachers of the Year also will be honored during the Salt Lake Bees game on Friday, June 9th at the Smiths Ballpark. So please plan to join us that evening for a fun night with Salt Lake's minor league baseball team. We're going to see if we can get our Teacher of the Year to throw out the first pitch.
All right, let's begin with our main event. Child psychiatrist James Comer once said, "No significant learning occurs without a significant relationship." The 48 educators who are being honored tonight understand this intuitively. They are some of the most outstanding professionals in public education. They mentor, inspire, and operate under the mindset that children don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. They individualize instruction by using data and best practices, but also by getting to know each and every child and by developing the whole child. They're relationship builders outside the classroom too, communicating with parents, collaborating with colleagues, and giving of their time and money to strengthen their communities. Teachers, you do make a difference every single day. The saying, "to teach is to touch a life forever," is so true. Teachers touch lives for a brief period of time, but the impact is lasting. We would be remiss if we did not pause to honor the memory of the 2016 Canyons District Teacher of the Year, Gretchen Murray, whose valiant battle with cancer ended last Thursday, almost a year to the day she was announced as the district's top teacher. Please turn your attention to the screen to see Mrs. Murray's passion for her students, for learning, and for life.
In my former life, I was a commercial explosives expert. I did marketing for a commercial explosives firm, and my first experiences with education, I grew up in a family of educators, like I had said, and so I always had interaction with teachers. I was struggling with that I was doing well financially, but I didn't feel fulfilled. And my aunt, who is a teacher, said, please come spend a day in my classroom. Just come spend one day. And if it doesn't change you, then okay. So I did. And I went and I spent a day in her classroom, and I walked away going, this is what I am supposed to be doing. What is the matter with me? So the very next day I gave notice at work. I signed up for a master's program and haven't looked back.
This is it. Commitment, commitment, commitment. Ownership, flexibility, balance.
I was diagnosed in the fall, and it has been quite the journey since then. I've undergone chemo for 20 weeks.
Even before the situation, the medical situation she's dealing with right now, going into her classroom is just, it's a wonderment.
We had to decide at what point we talked to the students about it, and we did that after Christmas break because my hair was starting to fall out and it was going to be very obvious that something was wrong. I love working with kids. I love that I can spend time with them each day that is going to make a lasting difference in their life.
Gretchen is one of the most positive people I've ever met. She comes to work every day with a smile on her face, and she is so positive with the children, and we love Gretchen.
Teacher of the mind and the soul. Comments like that came up frequently. Develops my child as a person, not just as a student. Kind and caring came up multiple times.
I have a 3- and a 4-year-old at home, and they inspire me every day, no matter how sick I am, to get up and participate in life. One of the 8 keys of excellence in my classroom is this is it. And what that means is this moment is the only moment we can control in our life. We can't change the past, and we can't change the future. We can be in the present. This is it. It's the only one we get. So let's have some fun with it, even when it's hard.
Rest in Mrs. Murray. You will forever be remembered as a teacher of the mind and the soul. So let's begin our recognitions now. When we read your name, please come up the stairs here and cross the stage to shake hands with the members of the Board of Education and the administration. Please come to the left side so that you can cross the stage and receive a crystal award that's being given to you tonight by the Board of Education. Those awards will be presented by the directors of the Office of School Performance. They supervise the school. They'll give you those awards, and then please find your seat right here in front of the audience. This award is a gift from the board to thank you for your dedication, your hard work, your commitment as a teacher of the mind and the soul. Our teachers of the year are:
from Albion Middle, Lacey Larson. Clothing from the 1970s, Trans Ams, and rock and roll, Lacey Larson's love of these pieces of 70s culture make her one of a kind. Beyond her fascination with the era of disco and muscle cars, Lacey also is known for a special ability to form relationships with modern-day Albion Middle students through constant encouragement, advocacy, and care. Her fellow teachers appreciate her ability to stay calm, cool, and collected in stressful situations. Lacey also has built a reputation for being willing to collaborate and communicate well with others. For these reasons, as well as her natural abilities to mentor those around her, Lacey Larson has been chosen as Albion Middle's 2017 Teacher of the Year.
From Alta High School, Caleb Shabasteri. Caleb, come on down. My son Jaden's in the marching band at Alta High School. He loves Shabby, as Caleb is called. When the Canyons Board of Education gave the go-ahead for Alta High to form the district's only marching band, they didn't know it would immediately become the best in the state. But under the dedicated eye of director Caleb Shabasteri, the marching band has become a group of champions. Caleb truly is Alta High's music man. Wherever he goes, he encourages and inspires students to pick up an instrument and play. He supports members of the marching band, color guard, orchestra, and drumline by putting students first during the day after school, in the evening, and on weekends. For his leadership, his care, and mentorship, Caleb Shabasteri has been chosen as Alta High's Teacher of the Year.
From Alta View Elementary, Raul Martin. Raul Martin's teaching skills are of such high quality that they have caught the eye of dual immersion educators from across the country. Educators come to Alta View to observe him as he skillfully instructs his students to speak Spanish with rich, descriptive language. Raul sparks wonder and curiosity in his students as they complete assignments with students in a sister classroom in Spain. The ability to make Spanish an exciting endeavor has led Senor Martin to teach classes for the state dual language immersion leadership training, and also inspired Alta View Elementary to select him as the school's 2017 Teacher of the Year.
Now, teachers, don't be afraid to walk the red carpet here. You can come down the middle. You're the stars of the night, so let's see that walk down the catwalk, okay? From Altera Elementary School, Lori Easter. Lori. One of the favorite things Lori Easter students learn is how to rebel. Now, don't get us wrong, they would never rebel against their teacher, but under her tutelage at Altera Elementary, students learn how to problem solve through real-world scenarios. They role-play the experiences of colonial Americans as they pay taxes, protest, and ultimately rebel in the form of the Boston Tea Party. Luckily, there's no mutiny in her classroom as she gives her students the tools they need to grow and learn so they can do hard things. As she prepares her 5th grade students to enter middle school, Altera Elementary is proud to choose her as the 2017 Teacher of the Year.
Bellevue Elementary, Stacy Packard. Bellevue Elementary students have a special insight into why their teacher, Stacy Packard, should be the school's Teacher of the Year. She inspires me to keep going and gives me confidence, one student said. Another added, she asks good questions. She makes sure everyone has the right answers, and she says, good job. And most importantly, another student said, she helps because if someone is sad, she'll cheer them up and say, it's gonna be all right. Hardly a child can pass Stacy without giving her a hug. She helps students make the difficult transition from learning to read to reading to learn, all while mastering phonics. For all of these reasons, Stacy Packard has been chosen as Bellevue's 2017 Teacher of the Year.
From Bella Vista Elementary, Stephanie Lassig. As a special education teacher, Stephanie has the added challenge of teaching her students how to modify their behaviors, as well as read, write, and complete mathematics. Luckily, Stephanie is more than up to the challenge. She helps her students learn more about each other and build friendships by organizing them into small groups. She makes telephone calls to parents when students do something notable, and has a reward system that helps even the most reticent students want to come to school. As one parent said, she rocks the house. Bella Vista is proud to present Stephanie as the school's 2017 Teacher of the Year.
From Brighton High School, Janice Spencer Weiss. Who's afraid of a little rain? Not Janice Spencer Weiss. If the Brighton High physics teacher has a rocket launch planned, neither rain nor storm can stop her. She teaches physics with passion. She comes early and stays late just to help her students master difficult concepts, like how to build a robot for the groundbreaking of Alta View Hospital. This year, her students even built a robotic boat for the school's production of The Little Mermaid. She is co-advisor to the Brighton Hope Squad, and it's the high school's honor to name Janice Spencer Weiss Brighton's 2017 Teacher of the Year.
Brookwood Elementary, Tracy Duncan. Tracy Duncan has a down-to-earth style that keeps her 5th grade team grounded, yet her students know that her classroom is fun, exciting, and safe. This veteran teacher demands the most, but never talks down to her class. She uses a quick wit and engaging style to help students thrive, become independent learners, and prepare for middle school. Thanks to the good example and solid learning environment Tracy provides, she has been selected as Brookwood Elementary's 2017 Teacher of the Year.
Butler Elementary, Pam York. Pam York sets the bar high for her students. With relentless belief in the capacity of her students, coupled with the unlimited amounts of caring and study of achievement data, she pushes boys and girls at Butler to soar above benchmark. As her students see success, Pam mentors new teachers, supports all her colleagues, and works quietly in the background at staff events. For all these reasons, Butler Elementary is proud to present Pam York with the honor of being named 2017 Teacher of the Year.
Butler Middle School's Dave Olson. Like the alchemy of dissolving a student's dislike of science, Dave Olson always brings magic to his 8th grade classroom. He is fun, funny, and his classroom management style has won over parents and students as they have become engaged in the principles that make the world go around. Dave's skills inspire fellow teachers to sometimes ask, "What would Mr. Olson do?" as they consider ways to meet the needs of students. His example for his fellow teachers and influence on his students has made him Butler Middle School's 2017 Teacher of the Year.
From Canyon View Elementary, Lisa Joko. As Lisa Joko covers the necessities of reading, writing, and arithmetic in her classroom, she also teaches her students about loving themselves. They learn about the world and their place in it. Lisa is fantastic and friendly as she quickly responds to parents when they contact her. She is the first to school in the morning, the last to leave, and she even helps students on the weekends. Lisa's positive professional attitude has made her Canyon View Elementary's 2017 Teacher of the Year.
From the Canyons Virtual High School, Sam Richens. He may be teaching at the virtual high school right now. He's virtually here, I guess you could say. Well, I guess you could say that Sam is also Canyons Virtual High School's superhero. And by day, he teaches at Hillcrest, but by night, he educates students through our online high school. He doesn't usually see his high school students face to face, but he finds a way to communicate with them and send encouraging messages via text and email. Because he is a super strong teacher who is always willing to do what it takes to help students succeed, Sam was chosen as the 2017 Canyons Virtual High School Teacher of the Year.
Copperview Elementary, Michelle Breeze. It's not unusual for Michelle Breeze to purchase school supplies she knows her students need to succeed. Usually it's pencils and notebooks that are at the top of her list, but recently, when her students were consistently arriving late to class, Michelle brought alarm clocks to help them wake up in the morning and get to school. She knows the skill level of all her students by staying on top of the results of the most recent assessments. For these reasons and more, Copperview Elementary is proud to name Michelle Breeze the school's 2017 Teacher of the Year.
Congratulations. Corner Canyon High's Mark Oram. Mark? To be or not to be, that is the question Mark asks his drama students as he prepares them to participate in the world. As Corner Canyon High's resident bard, Mark is passionate and he infuses a theatrical flair to his lessons, and it makes learning more poignant. Students and parents love his drive and one-on-one attention he gives while he works with the community to build an appreciation and understanding of Shakespeare's works. For all of these reasons, he is the Chargers' 2017 Teacher of the Year.
From Crescent Elementary, Ann Hogan. At Crescent Elementary, Ann Hogan is known as a warm, happy teacher who believes that all students can learn. She collaborates with her peers and members of the community to benefit her students, and her data clearly indicates her ability to help children deepen their understanding of difficult concepts. Her student SAGE scores last year were the highest in the 4th grade in ELA and science. Both scores were above the district and state averages. Her students excelled on other assessments as well. The Crescent community loves Ann and applauds her selection as the school's 2017 Teacher of the Year.
From the Canyons Technical Education Center, Todd Butler. Todd is always looking for ways to engage his students in the medical assisting class. He left a nursing career to become a teacher, and he knows firsthand the importance of paying attention when one is learning about anatomy and physiology. To that end, Todd has applied for and received 2 innovation grants from the Canyons Education Foundation to purchase smart boards and Chromebooks. He patiently helps and encourages his students as they interact with the class materials and prepare themselves for a work field that is wide open with opportunities. Canyons Technical Education Center is proud to select Todd Butler as the 2017 Teacher of the Year.
Diamond Ridge High School, Wendy Quigley. In Wendy Quigley's personal finance class at Diamond Ridge, she teaches students how to live an adult financial life by celebrating throughout the year. In September, the class has a wedding shower with cupcakes when they get married. Then, a few months later, they have a baby shower when kids are added to the family budget. Wendy's preparation and creative approach to education have helped students in all 5 of her different subjects, including math and chemistry, to begin to love concepts they used to dislike. For all of these reasons, Wendy has been selected as Diamond Ridge's 2017 Teacher of the Year.
From Draper Elementary School, Ashley Lennox. Ashley's classroom is filled with yoga balls and class pets and technology that proves that the Draper Elementary teacher is willing to go to any lengths necessary to provide meaningful experiences for her students. Ashley has a caring and compassionate approach, which she uses as she advises the school's coding, film crew, and Techniteers classes before and after school. Draper Elementary values her contributions to the school community and has chosen her as the 2017 Teacher of the Year.
From Draper Park Middle School, Christina Stenton. Coworkers describe Christina Stenton as an extraordinary person who has enriched the lives of teachers, parents, and students at Draper Park Middle. Her skillful instruction helped 86% of her students reach proficiency on the end-of-year SAGE test last year. She is genuine and kind with her words and gentle in her approach with others. She is quick to smile, quick to laugh, quick to say yes, and quick to find the good in others. Christina brings out the best in her students by helping them feel comfortable to reach their full potential, and she has been selected as Draper Park Middle's 2017 Teacher of the Year.
Eastmont Middle School's Darren Wagner. Darren? When students struggle with a traditional classroom structure, Darren's class can sometimes be the highlight of the day. The physical education instructor teaches basic tenets of physical fitness and healthy lifestyles, but he also provides a safe haven for struggling students who thrive in the gym. Darren celebrates their achievements and helps them feel accomplished and valued at school and in life. He lifts his coworkers by attending avid trainings and sharing the information with his colleagues. For these reasons, Darren has been chosen as the Eastmont Middle School 2017 Teacher of the Year.
From East Midvale Elementary, Leslie Rodriguez. Leslie Rodriguez is the glue that holds the kindergarten team at East Midville together. She looks for ways to support her coworkers and takes extra time to make sure her young students have an optimal learning environment. Children in Leslie's classroom know what to expect each day, and it makes them feel safe. They are held to high standards, but their teacher gives them the supports they need to reach great heights. Leslie's ability to share ideas and implement what works for others have made her an irreplaceable asset to East Midville and the school's 2017 Teacher of the Year.
From East Sandy Elementary School, Stephanie Kobabe. It's no surprise that teachers from other schools request to come to observe Stephanie's kindergarten classroom. As the only kindergarten teacher at East Sandy, Stephanie has almost 30 5-year-olds in her class. But parents are happy and the students are thriving. They even scored a 90% proficiency on the winter benchmark assessments. She manages the room with patience and compassion. For example, if a student spills a drink in a party, and let's be honest, it happens more than once, she says, "We all make mistakes," and she carries on with grace. For this reason, she has been selected as East Sandy's 2017 Teacher of the Year.
From Edgemont Elementary, Barbara Gondor cannot make it with us tonight. She's not feeling well, but we're going to honor her in her absence. Barbara Gondor knows how to create a happy class with as little drama as possible. First of all, she never yells. She has a calm, happy demeanor. She is skilled at conflict resolution, and she helps students feel welcome and safe to take risks in the learning process. Barbara encourages her third graders with a ticket system, and she uses professionalism and love to deal with all situations that arise in the classroom, including bullying. Barbara's enthusiasm, attitude, and kindness are all reasons she has been chosen as Edgemont's 2017 Teacher of the Year.
From Entrada High School, Anita Leinbach. When talking about the influence Anita has had on Entrada, colleagues say, "Please, Anita, please never leave us." This teacher has been instrumental in starting the CNA program at Canyons Adult High School. Anita developed a relationship with CNS, created a student application process, and developed the Introduction to CNA course. She is reliable, always completes special projects on time, and is indispensable as Entrada's 2017 Teacher of the Year.
From Granite Elementary, Stacy Genesi. One thing Stacy has learned as Granite Elementary's kindergarten teacher is that children hate to be rushed. Also, kindergarten is busy, so Stacy always plans ahead. She begins her long commute in the morning early enough so she's never rushing into school, even on snowy days. She stays organized and keeps parents informed about upcoming assessments and activities. As one parent said, Stacy has the patience of Mother Teresa and the stamina of a superhero. For all these reasons and more, Stacy has been selected as Granite Elementary's 2017 Teacher of the Year.
From Hillcrest High School, Shelley Edmonds. Coworkers say Shelley is the epitome of a great teacher. She cares about her students' success, and she helps them meet her high standards and expectations. Her learning environment is safe and inclusive for everyone. For more than 25 years, Shelley has remained professional in all of her interactions with her students and her colleagues. She's a passionate teacher with a strong connection to her students. She impacts the whole school. For all those reasons and more, Hillcrest is proud to present Shelley Edmonds as the school's 2017 Teacher of the Year.
Indian Hills Middle, Jacqueline Oglesby. From the time Jacqueline sat down with Indian Hills principal Doug Graham in a screening interview, she proved she was a force to be reckoned with. Her first words were, "Hire me." And from then on, her enthusiasm only grew. She spent the first summer scrubbing the desks in her room and reminding Graham that he made a great choice. Now the 6th grade teacher puts the same energy into encouraging her students and helping them improve their grades. Jacqueline's effervescent personality makes her the bright spot in her students' day as they look forward to seeing her wide smile and hearing her words of encouragement. Her willingness to give students one-on-one attention and increase their confidence in mathematics has inspired parents and coworkers to nominate Oglesby as Indian Hill's 2017 Teacher of the Year.
Jordan High School's Mary Kay Forte. Mary Kay has dedicated her entire life to teaching students with special needs, both in Alaska and at Jordan High. She genuinely cares about her students, and she knows how to adjust her instruction to meet the needs of each individual. She advocates for others, especially those who struggle, and she works closely with school administrators, parents, and teachers to help all of her students succeed. As a longtime beat digger who is filled with passion and positivity, Mary Kay has been selected to be Jordan High's 2017 Teacher of the Year.
From Jordan Valley School, Jana Wright. With a class of 10 students who have severe disabilities and range in age from 7 to 17, Jordan Valley teacher Jana Wright has learned how to put the needs of her students first. She has developed a schedule with consistent rules and routines to help her students know what to expect. She also uses positive instruction. For example, if a student is acting aggressively, she will say, "Nice hands," instead of "don't hit." Jana assists other teachers and helps her students with love and compassion. For these reasons, she has been selected as Jordan Valley's 2017 Teacher of the Year.
From Lone Peak Elementary School, Patty Chung. Patty's 4th grade class at Lone Peak excels in science. In fact, last year, her students reached a 90% proficiency on the science portion of the SAGE year-end exam. That alone is an accomplishment, but did we mention that Patty's students were learning those difficult concepts in Chinese? The success of her students is a reflection of her tireless commitment to be a lifelong learner. She researches and implements instructional techniques that work for others. She constantly assesses students and adjusts her instruction appropriately. She keeps her students engaged and speaking throughout their lessons. For all of these reasons, Patty Chung has been selected as Lone Peak Elementary's 2017 Teacher of the Year.
From Midvale Elementary, Teresa Smith. When there doesn't seem to be enough hours in the day to give students individual attention, plan math and reading interventions, and inspire her fellow teachers, Teresa Smith somehow still finds the time to motivate and mentor those around her. One of the ways she does this is by coming in on the weekends to prepare lessons and make sure her classroom is in order so she can be available to support others when stress levels are high. She engages her students, makes others laugh, and alleviates tension. Midvale Elementary is proud to name Teresa Smith as the school's 2017 Teacher of the Year.
Midvale Middle School's Stephanie Monroe. As a teacher who grew up in the community in which she now serves, Stephanie represents the essence of Midvale Middle School. She has a unique insight into the challenges her students face and what makes them special, and that shapes the way she teaches her class. She uses dance and language arts to help students think critically about the world and how to make it more fair and just place. Stephanie speaks up for those whose voices aren't heard and helps those around her find strength in their own voice. For all of these reasons, Midvale Middle has chosen Stephanie Monroe as the 2017 Teacher of the Year.
Mid-Valley Elementary, Brent Shaw. It looks like Brent was unable to join us tonight. Let's take a moment to read a little bit about him. When Brent Shaw comes to work at Mid-Valley Elementary, he is not just coming to his classroom, he's coming to a community. This year, when he heard about one family in the community who was robbed right before the winter holidays, Brent decided he wanted to help. He launched a Sub for Santa drive, raised money, and purchased gifts for the family, then dressed up as the jolly old elf to deliver the gifts himself. Brent knows that teaching takes many forms, and that impact can reach far beyond the four walls of his classroom. In recognition of Brent Shaw's many contributions at Mid Valley Elementary, he has been selected as the school's 2017 Teacher of the Year.
Mount Jordan Middle School, Ben Simmons. Ben was my son Jaden's teacher for 3 years, and I think he deserves hazard pay for that. If there's one thing that teenagers and Jaden usually hates, it's getting up early, but not in Ben's orchestra class at Mount Jordan. Ben is the reason students willingly wake up at 6:30 in the morning to practice their instruments before school begins. And this is true. My son used to wake me up and say, I want to get to school because I don't want to miss Mr. Simmons. He is the reason students invest hours of required time outside of school preparing for band and debate performances. He loves music, and his enthusiasm is contagious. For all of his passion, his dedication, and his influence, Ben has been chosen as the 27 Teacher of the Year for Mount Jordan Middle School.
From Oak Hollow Elementary, Penny Armour. If Penny Armour's day wasn't full enough teaching 5th graders at Oak Hollow Elementary, she fills every free second working as her grade's building team lead, volunteering on the writing assessment team, applying for STEM grants, and teaching code to students in an 8-week after-school tech troop program. She attends hype classes after school, mentors 3 teachers, and helps organize tutoring for students who need help reading, and she does it all with a positive attitude. With the impact Penny has had on every grade and teacher at Oak Hollow, her approachable nature and community focus, it's no wonder she has been selected as Oak Hollow's 2017 Teacher of the Year.
Oakdale Elementary, Shannon Davidson. Shannon is the kind of teacher who cares about everyone in her school. She cares about the individual child. She cares that her students are learning. She bends over backwards to show her team that she cares about them too. In her own quiet way, she shares her love with students, and they love her back. She's a team player who just doesn't quit, and Oakdale Elementary is proud to nominate Shannon Davidson as the 2017 Teacher of the Year.
From Park Lane Elementary, Lindsay Felstead. From the way she arranges her classroom to the way she responds to struggling students, Lindsay Felstead doesn't do anything halfway. She bought 5 different kinds of seats to give students options in finding the one that would help them best focus in class. She skipped her own lunch to eat with a student who was sad. And Lindsay regularly attends her students' soccer games, tumbling routines, and religious services. Because she is a teacher who is invested in her students and a friend who cares about her colleagues, Park Lane Elementary is proud to name Lindsay Felstead as the school's 2017 Teacher of the Year.
Peruvian Park Elementary's Hallie Kirk. Hallie has a way of sending her influence to every corner of the classroom, down the hall to her 5th grade team members and throughout the entire school at Peruvian Park Elementary. She fills the school with her sense of respect and cooperation, and her students notice, even though, as one said in a nomination letter, some of my classmates are really naughty. Are they naughty? That's true, she says. She encourages her students to always be striving for something, and she collaborates with parents to help them reach their goals. Her ability to find a teaching moment in every moment, even when students are naughty, as opportunities for growth and positive change inspired parents and students to nominate her as Peruvian Park's 2017 Teacher of the Year.
From Quail Hollow Elementary, Christy Black. One thing Christy Black teaches her 4th grade students is how to encourage one another. She provides a hands-on learning environment that is creative and individualized, and her students provide a culture where a fellow student answering an answer correctly is enough to make the whole class cheer. They motivate each other when things are difficult, and they buoy each other to do better. Through it all, Christy guides her class with a calm and happy demeanor that makes learning fun. For all these reasons, Quail Hollow has chosen Christy as the 2017 Teacher of the Year.
Ridgecrest Elementary's Yen Ju Chen. It's fun to get an answer correct in Yenju Chen's 5th grade class at Ridgecrest Elementary. First, it means that you understand a concept correctly, that you can say it in Chinese, and then it means that your teacher will say a cheery bing bong in recognition of your triumph. So there are prizes and special notes too. The incentive is enough to engage students as they learn about science-related world events in a different language. Yenju helps her students progress by helping them set smaller goals so parents can see how their children are progressing. For all of these reasons, Yenju has been selected as the 2017 Teacher of the Year from Ridgecrest. Bing bong.
Sandy Elementary, Tracy Morris. No matter the problem, students and teachers at Sandy Elementary know they can count on Tracy Morris to make things better. Coworkers say she is one of the most positive and happy people you will ever meet. On career day, Tracy gathered collegiate pennants from across the country and created posters for each teacher to hang outside of their classrooms with information about where they went to college and why. Her optimistic attitude and collaborative nature are reasons why Tracy Morris has been chosen as Sandy Elementary's 2017 Teacher of the Year.
Silver Mesa Elementary, Amy Sandgren. The first time one parent saw Amy Sandgren at Silver Mesa Elementary, she was dressed as a bumblebee. And the image may be fitting one for Amy because she is known for being industrious, hardworking, organized, creative, and adventurous. She is thoughtful as she educates herself to know how to help students who are struggling and donates her time to volunteer on the PTA board. She helps students blossom as they feel loved and supportive. For these reasons, she was chosen as Silver Mesa's 2017 Teacher of the Year.
From South Park Academy, Elizabeth Davies. Students in Elizabeth Davies' classroom at South Park have a unique set of challenges. Elizabeth knows they might have dropped out of school because of teen pregnancy, substance abuse, gang affiliation, and criminal behavior. But she teaches them how to break the cycle that brought them to the women's section of the Utah State Prison. She teaches them academic subjects, but also how to change their thinking, destructive attitudes, and misplaced values. She tutors students in GED writing and math with a 100% passing rate. And she prepares them with resources and materials to help them succeed after their release. For all of these reasons, Elizabeth Davies has been chosen as the Academy's 2017 Teacher of the Year.
Sprucewood Elementary, Marlene Barbano. Marlene is willing to give a helping hand to her coworkers and students. Whether it's before school, after school, or even during lunch, Marlene will spend hours preparing for her class or sitting with a student who needs attention. She is patient, consistent, and sensitive when her students are stressed or struggling. Students in her class learn from the I do, we do, you do method, but the same could be said for the parents she goes out of her way to contact and coworkers with whom she shares information and support. For these reasons, Marlene, who I hear also is known as the mother of the school, as one parent said in her nomination form, she's been chosen as Sprucewood's 2017 Teacher of the Year.
From Sunrise Elementary, Shannon Broadhead. Simply put, Shannon Broadhead's teaching style can be described as electric. As one parent says, Shannon is a positive, upbeat, caring individual, and when you are around her, you can feel that energy. Other parents give glowing recommendations, saying that they can literally witness their children growing emotionally, socially, and academically while under her tutelage. Shannon also has a talent for making everyone she talks to feel like they are the most important person in the room. Her hard work, combined with her infectious enthusiasm and love for her students, make her a worthy recipient for Sunrise Elementary's 2017 Teacher of the Year.
From Union Middle School, Andrew Foss. The fun in Drew Foss's class begins at the door, where he greets each student individually and chats with them about their lives and hobbies. And it gets better from there. As a reward for positive behavior, Drew has daily and weekly drawings that allow students to pick from a list of rewards, such as classroom karaoke, screen-sized battleship games, or listening to sincere compliments from classmates. He keeps his students writing and participating verbally as he prompts them with the saying, "The person doing the talking is the person doing the learning." Drew is an example to his colleagues, and as such, has been honored as Union Middle School's 2017 Teacher of the Year.
Willow Canyon Elementary, Suzanne Mart. One person who recommended Suzanne Mart as Willow Canyon's top teacher first met Suzanne 29 years ago when she was a student in Suzanne's first grade class. In the decades since, Suzanne has taught students how to feel smart and build a strong foundation for lifelong learning. She uses songs and games and the Walk and Read program to help each child improve in all subjects. Suzanne has taught generations of students, from current first graders to their parents, and left a lasting influence that will continue to inspire others for decades to come. Willow Canyon is proud to honor Suzanne as the school's 2017 Teacher of the Year.
Willow Springs Elementary's Paige Mantle. Paige brought the fan club tonight. Paige Mantle's influence on Willow Springs Elementary begins even before her students set foot in the school, when she mails each member of her class a postcard to say hello over the summer. Throughout the year, she impacts her colleagues by taking new teachers under her wing, helping her third grade teammates plan lessons around the curriculum and purchasing all the necessary supplies within the budget. She is approachable and kind, has a great sense of humor, and always a smile on her face. Paige's reputation as happy, positive, and helpful is another reason why she is Willow Springs' 2017 Teacher of the Year.
Can you hear me? Oh, let's give our Teachers of the Year one more round of applause.
In fact, let's give him a standing ovation. Our teachers deserve a standing ovation tonight. Okay, board members, you can take a seat if you'd like. Okay. See, the board was already standing for their teachers. Yeah. For the last hour, in fact. As you can see from the caliber of these professionals, choosing a district-wide Teacher of the Year was no easy task. But following an application process, site visits, observations, and interviews by the Instructional Supports Department and the Office of School Performance, we were able to narrow the field to 6 semifinalists. These semifinalists were then observed in their classrooms. As we read your names of the 6 semifinalists, please stand to be applauded for your efforts. The 6 semifinalists are Lisa Joko from Canyon View Elementary School. Stephanie Kobabe, East Sandy Elementary. Dave Olson, Butler Middle School. Drew Foss, Union Middle School. Janice Spencer Wise, Brighton High. Mark Oram, Corner Canyon High School. Congratulations to our semifinalists. You can now be seated. Will the foundation board and staff please make their way to the awards table right over there? You'll see that we have our giant checks covered. We have some big checks to give away to the teachers who were chosen as the finalists. Like we mentioned, the Canyons Education Foundation is giving a $1,000 cash prize to our top teacher, $750 to the first runner-up, and $500 to the second runner-up.
Now, we're going to unveil the names of the top winners in the selection process for the 2017 Canyons District Teacher of the Year. When we call your name, please step forward to accept your awards and the cash prize given by the Canyons Education Foundation. We'll have you come here to this center. Our third finalist, who will receive a $500 cash prize from the Canyons Education Foundation, puts in long hours to guide students through challenging concepts, inspires the next generation of engineers and scientists, helps struggling students find support among their Hope Squad peers. The third place winner is in the Canyons District Teacher of the Year selection is Brighton High's Janice Spencer Weiss. Our second finalist, who will receive a $750 cash prize from the Canyons Education Foundation, carries the load of teaching kindergarten at her school all by herself, is universally respected and loved by students, parents, and teachers, led her students to amazingly high levels of achievement. Congratulations to East Sandy Elementary's Stephanie Kobabe.
It's a big week for Stephanie. Your son also signed to play at intercollegiate athletics, right? Okay. Congratulations, Stephanie. Now for the main event. In front of you is the teacher who will represent Canyons District and in the state and hopefully the national competition for Teacher of the Year. Our overall winner, who will receive gifts and prizes as well as the $1,000 cash gift from the Canyons Education Foundation, has forged a relationship with students and they feel completely safe in his room, consistently promotes positive behaviors and opportunities to respond in class, and has mastered the mechanics and the art of teaching. Ladies and gentlemen, friends and supporters, the 2017 Canyons District Teacher of the Year is Drew Foss. Okay. Mr. Foss, would you come up on the stage, please? You can give your $1,000 check to anyone in the front row. They'll be glad to take it. Congratulations, Drew. He's given a hug to his family members. Drew is a teacher at Union Middle School. As you know, Union has had a pretty tough year, but they were made strong by the amazing teachers there. Drew leads that pack. Now let's turn our attention to the screen to see Mr. Foss in action in his classroom.
Drew's class, it's work hard and play hard.
Chicken in that chicken McNugget is one type of resource, please do one go.
He comes from a special ed background and a kind of specialized residential treatment background, and so he's really, really good at the scaffolding and the other parts and pieces that you need to get those kids who get left behind.
Nice work, excellent job.
Years of having students who were very difficult to motivate, who were actively suicidal or actively self-harming, you find ways to remain positive even when you run into sad stuff.
The thing that I've loved about watching his class is that really every kid in that class feels comfortable to participate.
I want them to feel that it's better to go ahead and open up your mouth and realize that, yeah, you might look stupid, but it doesn't matter. Each Friday we do Friday karaoke, which is the silliest, lamest activity you've ever seen. But students who will stand up and do it with us and sing, and now a lot of them will do it. I'm a terrible singer, most of us are terrible singers. But when they do it, they hit that awakening moment of, I looked dumb for a few minutes, and it didn't matter. And the real difficult part about high school that I always saw was that students were usually reinforced and recognized when they were good at sports or they were standout students, and not everyone is those things.
And this is one of the best things that I think I've learned from him this year, is finding the ways to motivate the kids that maybe otherwise wouldn't be, or to include those kids who sometimes kind of get glossed over or left behind.
Good, and if we give up something to get something else, we're talking about it. Killing it, Paige, killing it.
There's the same high expectation for everyone. Everyone participates, everyone learns the material, everyone is able to verbally express and write what they're learning. And it's like the whole class rises together.
And so much of what I do, and even on my drive home, is thinking, how do these students, whether they're coming from an accommodated core, an ELD background, or they're my gen ed students, or they're a special ed student in the general ed classroom, how do we make them feel not just comfortable, how do we make them feel like they want to be brave enough to try something?
Almost become a running joke in our school that when we're talking about good teaching, we're talking about the way Foss would do it.
To be recognized by Canyons District, which has done a great job of motivating me and making me feel valuable here, it's an honor that I honestly, when I tell you, I don't think I've cried in like 3 years, because I just don't like to do it. And then the moment they're like, hey, you're Teacher of the Year, and you act like a big baby, I mean, it's a huge honor for me. It's very moving.
In that clip, Mr. Foss was seen saying, you're killing it, Paige, you're killing it. Well, we're here to say tonight that, Drew, you're killing it in the classroom. We would like to ask Mr. Foss to say a few words about being the Teacher of the Year for Canyon School District in 2017. Kill it, Drew.
I got a mic, I could wander around. We didn't have to stay here. We could move all, we could karaoke if you guys really wanted to. I've been wanting to give a speech my whole life. That's a problem. You watch a war movie, you don't want the guy giving the speech who wants to give the speech. You want like the grizzled old general, he's like, he doesn't really want to give it, but he gives it and everyone's like, yeah, that's the speech. The guy who wants to give the speech, but I've always wanted to give a speech. I've just never had anyone listening to do it. This is the greatest honor I've ever received, and holy cow. Before I go any farther, I probably should talk to my wife about this first, but I've just been thinking about it a lot. And I'd like to find a way to donate that check to the family of Gretchen Murray. My sister was diagnosed with breast cancer earlier this year, and her whole community has just really bopped up around her and supported her, and is thinking of the kids she has at home. I'd like to find a way to donate that over, and just, she seems like such an inspiration, so. Now, if you'll give me just like 30 seconds, I'll quit crying. And then I won't cry for like 5 more years. I can do it. I promise I can do it. A few weeks ago, I was to our early morning Friday meetings, and I came down the off-ramp on 90th, and it was icy, and I was going too fast. And as I started to come to a stop, I slid, and I was about to hit the car in front of me. And so I made the decision to pull off into the embankment. I'm going somewhere with this, I promise. And my car, which you could never tell if it wrecked or not because it's a piece of garbage, went into the embankment there and got all damaged up and everything. And while I sat there, within 5 minutes, a gentleman had stopped, and he said, hey, let me see if I can pull you out. His car wasn't quite strong. And so another guy stopped with a truck. They hooked me up to the back of their winch, and they pulled me out together, and we sat there in the snow by the side of it as we were getting ready to go. And I said, you guys, thank you so much. I'm trying to get over to Union Middle School. I teach over there. And the first gentleman said, oh, my name's Alan Kendall. I teach over at Mount Jordan. Oh, thank you. Nice to meet you. And the other guy said, oh, I'm not a teacher. My name's Brian Allred. I work over at Canvas. I do all of your software. And it was a really eye-opening moment for me. Just that reminder that teachers are people who are not motivated by those moments. It's teaching is not what it is in movies. It's not standing up and giving an impassioned diatribe every day. Teachers are the ones who, for little moments, are just looking for some little bit of good that they do. And you guys, you do so good. I've read about you. I've read about the things you do. You're so inspiring. Starting the band over at Alta. I mean, that's so fantastic. The Secret Santa that you did for that family. You guys are fantastic and you're wonderful. And I hope you hear that. You're all just tremendous, wonderful teachers. The last thing I'll say, and then I promise I'll get down from here, is just in our adult lives, we really don't have that many opportunities where we hear what we're doing good. For a lot of us, our bosses talk to us when we mess up. Not mine. My boss is fantastic. She really is. She's wonderful. Now, my boss is just terrific. But a lot of jobs I've worked before, your bosses come see you when you do something wrong. Your bosses come see you. Oh, I think I died out here. They want to tell you that you have made a mistake. And most of us know we're doing something all right. Most of us have a good suspicion that we're doing something good. But we just want someone else to validate it. And I hope you all feel validated. I certainly do. I just want to thank you. There's a couple quick thank yous and I'll get off the stage. I want to thank first of all, I want to thank Canyons District. As I looked around for a job a couple years ago coming out of some more specialized residential programs, Canyons was the district that made me feel wanted. They made me feel motivated, and it has not stopped. From having the superintendent there from the first day of teacher orientation and telling us bits of wisdom and things to look out for, to throughout training as I went into the special ed classroom at first, a constant training, constant support, and teacher coaches. I had no idea what teacher coaches were. I'd been out of this game in the public school for like 8 years, and they are the best things. They just spend their whole day trying to make you do better. I want to thank my administration who took a chance on me coming out of a specialized curriculum and giving me a shot and then taking a chance on me again to go back in the general ed classroom. I want to thank my dad and my mom, my best friends, who first taught me what it means to feel reinforced, to have a reinforcement schedule that makes you feel wanted and makes you feel good. I want to thank my best friend Colby Zimmerman, who every day when we talk challenges me to look at the world not through a selfish mind frame, but to actually embrace things honestly, and challenges me to wonder about what really is right and wrong, what really is true or not. I want to thank my best friend, my son, who has so much courage to go to school every day, even when he really doesn't want to do it. I want to thank my best friend, my daughter, who's so brave to try anything with me, from jumping off cliffs to rock climbing rocks. And I want to thank my best friend, my wife, who's so beautiful and so kind and constantly redefines for me the human experience of why we do all this. Thank you all so much. This is the biggest honor I could ever have. Thank you.
Congratulations, Union Middle School's Drew Foss, Canyon School District's Teacher of the Year. Again, all of our congratulations to our Teachers of the Year, Superintendent Briscoe, President Taylor. I turn the time to both of you to say a few words about our fantastic Teachers of the Year.
And of course I have to follow Drew. But I can tell you, Drew, you would have cried again if you'd have seen me in middle school walking into your classroom. So before I speak to our wonderful Teachers of the Years, and first I want to congratulate all of our teachers. I do try to get out in the buildings as much as I can, and I purposely try to get into classrooms and sort of see what's happening. If I get invited somewhere, I go. And we do have, I honestly believe this throughout my career, and I've worked in several school districts, we have amazing teachers. And he brought up our instructional coaches, and it's a real critical component in our school district. And I just think that there's discussions taking place among all of you and your colleagues about how we become more effective. And I can feel it and I can see it. It's one of the things that attracted me to Canyon School District. And I just think it creates an amazing culture. And I think, like Drew said, he never realized there were coaches out there like that, and other districts don't have them like that. So congratulations to you guys. But before I speak to the teachers briefly, I want to recognize some other people. Our Board of Education, and you know, they didn't pay me to say this, but our Board of Education, they're committed to these types of events and the discussions. I'm just going to tell you, I can't talk about closed session items, but the discussions they have about our teachers and our staff in general, it's always about how we can support them more, how we can give them more. There's only so many resources, but I can tell you these 7 folks up here, they brag and they talk about the teachers in our district every chance they get, and they will do everything in their power to provide the resources necessary that we have available to us, to our teachers. You have 7 people up here that care about you and about our kids, and you're very fortunate, because I've been around the country and that's not always the case. So I want to thank you for sponsoring this event. Our board sponsors this event. It's a very important event for them, the retirement dinners and things like that. So thank you guys for that dedication, commitment. I want to thank, ever since I've arrived, Jeff and Kirsten and the whole communication staff. You know, they always try to make it a little more special. And they do. They do such a wonderful job because they care. They have kids in our school district. And when they do things like this for you, they spend all day setting up the room. And the amount of work it takes to prep for this is incredible. So thank you guys for setting all this up and serving as host. I want to thank, can we have our principals and school administrators just stand up for a second? Quite a few of you here. Thank you. I know it's impossible. Thank you very much thank you for supporting your teachers. I know obviously it's impossible for everyone to get here, but thank you guys for coming out tonight. And the final group I want to thank before I just speak briefly to our teachers are the family members, the friends, and your children that are here. Raise your hand. Just stand up. Why don't you stand up? So we know. The family members. I got to tell you why. So how many of you have helped your significant other, your mother, how many of you helped them with their classroom at any point in time? Raise your hands. How many of you have sat at home over dinner table and sat there quietly as they told you all the many great stories that they have? Now, some of you are going, I can see some of the dads are out there going, yeah, I don't know, but you got to admit some of the stories they tell are pretty good. They got to admit they're pretty good. So but thank you for supporting them, because I know for sure, being in this job a long time, I know a lot of the folks up here and the long-time educators, you can't do it. You can't do it without that kind of support and people listening to all the things you go through every day. It's really critical. So thank you for doing that for these folks, because they wouldn't be where they're at, I think. But I have one of my favorite songs is by Willie Nelson, and I don't know if you heard it, about my heroes have always been cowboys. Well, I can tell you, when I think of that song, for some reason I always think my heroes have always been teachers, and it's just true. Ever since I was a little boy, I needed a little more attention than the average kid. And I'll never forget, my mom would show up every single fall and demand a meeting with my teachers, and she would sit down and go, listen. And you can see the teacher's eyes were like this, like, what, my God, what am I getting into? And she'd go, number one, she'd say, he's probably going to break something the first week of school. I'm not even going to question it, just send me the bill. Then she'd say, number two, use any kind of glue you need to get him to sit in his seat, as long as I can wash it off his clothes. And number three, whatever you do, don't give him any sugar. I mean, every year I'd have to go through that. And I look at all of you are looking at me like going, thank God I didn't have him. And you guys were teachers of the year. So I don't know you each personally. I think Drew said it a lot of what I wanted to say. But I know who you are. And I know you get up every morning and you get to work probably for most of your colleagues if you can. If you can't, you're probably doing something at home to prepare for school. I know that you clearly understand what it means to get that human connection. And I think that all of you up here are here because you know without the human connection, you don't get the cognitive connection. You're not going to get the kid to learn. You understand that. You have patience. And you have that knack to calm, to stop a problem from happening before it happens, before it gets worse. And if it does, you send them to the principal. No, seriously. You have that natural ability to do that you just can't teach in college or anywhere else. You have a passion and you teach with a moral purpose. And I think most educators never think about it, but I think those of us that have been in the career long and those of you that at the level that all of you are at, I think you serve with a moral purpose. When you come in, you're not worrying about all the ancillary stuff around you. You just get motivated by seeing some of your students that you know none of the other teachers in your school can connect with and getting them connected to learning into your classroom. Even if they don't progress at a certain scale, you know you connected. You know you got them in the class doing work that other staff can't do because you're able to do that. I think that a lot of you spend a lot of time on weekends working. Time isn't, like I said, you serve with a moral purpose. Time isn't of the essence. You work when you have to all the time to be prepared for school. So as your superintendent, I want to just congratulate you and tell you how humble it is for me to work alongside of you. And I know I don't know all of you personally, but I know if you see me, I want you to come up and tell me. Remind me you were Teacher of the Year. You can brag. It's okay. I know you're humble. That's why you're here. You probably don't even want to be recognized, most of you. But I tell you this, be proud of this. This is amazing to me. And for me, I'm just proud to be here working alongside you, so congratulations.
This has been a wonderful evening, and on behalf of the board, I just want to congratulate again all of our Teachers of the Year. You mean so much to us. You can't believe how much you mean to the board, and this is one of our happiest nights, is to be able to honor you. And Drew, keep up the good work. You've got a long career ahead of you, a lot of wonderful kids. I also want to recognize our foundation and for all you do, and for where you are and what you do for our teachers and all the whole district. Thank you. On a personal note, I just want to let you know I'm so proud of you because my wife and I are retired teachers, and I know a little bit about where you're at and what you're doing. I know that when you go home at night, your work isn't done. You worry about a student or students in your class that maybe didn't come to school that day with proper clothing or a coat, or maybe they look hungry, or there's a problem and they're not learning at the rate you would like them to learn. And so you go home at night and you worry about them, and you try to think of ways you can help them. And you know, I don't care how old you are in this room, you think back, you've got a teacher in your mind right now that you remember that helped you somehow, some way when you were young. And you know, you'll never get rich monetarily in what you're doing. But when you look back on your career, when you're finished, you'll be the richest people in town. And there will be students that will become something great because of you and what you did. You're in an honorable profession, and I'll tell you, you teach everyone else who does anything in every other profession. The teachers are the beginning of it all. And we're so proud of you and all you do. Hang in there. There'll be good days and there'll be bad days, but I guarantee you the good days will be better and more of them than the bad days. And I see some of you shaking your heads. I know, I was there. My wife taught elementary, I taught secondary, so I saw both levels. And I know, I saw all the papers my wife brought home to grade at night and all that. And I saw all the hard work of secondary teachers and how they worried about their students, how they saw some maybe sliding into things that they shouldn't be doing, how they worried about how they could help them. Be that teacher for those kids. Be that teacher that these kids will remember. And we're all so proud of you tonight. Thank you for being here. Thanks for all you do. And for heaven's sakes, be safe going home tonight. The rest of tonight, you stick around as long as you want. Take pictures, enjoy your family, and want you to know, on behalf of the board, we love you all. Keep up the good work, and thank you again for everything. Good night.
Thank you so much for coming to tonight's announcement ceremony for the Teacher of the Year.